Hello everyone. In this video, I'll be translating and summarizing the latest Urdu broadcast by Shahbaz Gill to make it accessible for our English-speaking audience. Let's go through the key developments and insights in Shahbaz Gill's words. First and foremost, the countdown begins, 90 days to go. Yes, just 3 months remain until Field Marshal Asim Munir's retirement and the arrival of the new army chief. Now, let's move on to some other news. I will present to you a somewhat unique report. At this moment you see the entire Punjab, earlier Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, and in the coming days, God forbid, South Punjab and Sindh are witnessing a scene that is heartbreaking. Everywhere there is nothing but water. It is devastation. People's crops, grains, fields, barns and animals all have drowned. Meaning hunger and destitution are looming. Several generations of these people have been ruined. Their current generation is already suffering, and the effects will impact many generations to come, because their entire livelihood has been swallowed by the floodwaters. They don't know how they will rebuild their lives again. These scars, these wounds, this calamity that has befallen them will haunt them and their descendants for many generations. While the situation is so distressing, let me tell you another side of the story. This very flood, this very calamity, has come as an opportunity for the Pakistani elite, the Ashrafia. It's a golden chance for them. Their next generations will prosper. It's dollars, and more opportunities. You will see many people enjoying themselves so much amid all this destruction that you will be astonished. Now let's go back in the timeline. Let's go to November 12, 1970. Yes, this is the date when East Pakistan, what is now Bangladesh, and West Pakistan, present-day Pakistan, were still together as one Pakistan. The government at that time was led by the army chief Yahya Khan. Before him, General Ayub Khan had ruled Pakistan for many years. As he was leaving, he handed over power to another army chief or Khan, instead of bringing a civilian government because they did not trust civilians to run the country. Anyway, when Yahya Khan took charge, you know the days and nights he went through. No need to explain that. On November 12, 1970, the polar cyclone, a sea storm named Bola, struck. The intensity was so high that winds blew at 200 kilometers per hour. Waves reportedly reached 5 to 6 meters in height, causing such devastation that it is said between 300,000 to 500,000 people perished. Naturally, all the damage occurred in the Bay of Bengal, the East Bay of Bengal, meaning East Pakistan. The devastation was enormous. But the response of our then army chief was that he was enjoying himself, resting comfortably, and did not visit the affected areas. When East Pakistan, already suffering from deprivation, raised an outcry, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman and others heavily criticized the response. The army chief eventually made a visit, but it was only to Dhaka. He did not go to the actual areas hit by the cyclone. After his visit, he returned. This led to heavy criticism because he never went to the real affected areas. When the criticism became too strong, around 2 to 2.5 weeks later, the army chief finally visited the affected areas. By then, the political, social and emotional damage was done. The hatred and sense of deprivation had already taken deep root in the hearts of the people. The Pakistani head of state, whatever he was, eventually visited, but too late. Before all this, Pakistan made a public gesture to the world asking for aid, as we often do when disaster strikes. Just like Shahbaz Sharif laid out aid 2 days ago and stated that the international community must help Pakistan. He didn't say they should or might, he said they must. Pakistan now places a sword on its own neck to demand aid. The international community is frightened of us because we say you must help us. Now moving on. At that time the aid we received came from West Germany. Back then West Germany and East Germany were separate. Aid also came from Japan, China, the United Nations and possibly India. Though I don't know if India actually gave aid. UNICEF and Red Cross also provided money, about $40 million. Later the World Bank gave $25 million. This money kept accumulating. But today's Bangladesh claims that this money was meant for them, for East Pakistan, for the cyclone-hit areas, and that Pakistan never spent a single penny there. They accuse Pakistan's elite, both then and now, of having swallowed that money. It is the same family that has controlled power generation after generation. Bangladesh demands its money back. When the Bangladesh officials recently visited Pakistan, and even before that, they demanded nearly $4.5 billion from us. Out of this, $200 million were the aid given by the international community for the Bola cyclone, which Pakistan allegedly spent itself and did not give to Bangladesh. Now they want that money back. But this is not just about the Bola cyclone. That's a different story we will tell later. Bangladesh also demands an apology for the 1971 genocide, claiming Pakistan committed mass murder, and they want Pakistan to apologize for that. Alongside, they say the aid money given by the world to help those people was not Pakistan's money to keep, but was meant for them, and that Pakistan consumed it. That money may not be in Pakistan's national treasury anymore. It was consumed by the elite. And the elite, where will they get money from? Let's move forward. Now, the 2022 floods. If you look at the figures, Pakistan claimed that its losses amounted to $40 billion and demanded full compensation. The world has understood by now that Pakistan itself cannot cover these damages, so when it comes to giving aid, they think 10 times before doing so. Still, $1 billion was given. Just yesterday or the day before, Shahbaz Rana reported that out of the funds received for flood reconstruction and projects, only $28 billion were spent. As for the rest, only God knows where it will go. Now let's look at how the money is spent. Pakistan has faced about 28 major floods so far. Whenever a flood hits, the poor suffer and perish, but the elite enjoy the opportunity. The flood is an opportunity for them, and they find dollars in it. You might think I'm crazy, but it's true. When floods come, there's water everywhere. Mothers hold their children on their heads or in baskets. Some bury their dead with great difficulty. Animals float in the water. Corpses float too. These scenes touch the hearts of anyone who has feelings, causing tears. It's not just us feeling this way. Remember Angelina Jolie? She came to Pakistan to help flood victims. At that time, our Honourable Yusuf Raza Gilani said, maybe this can be an opportunity to establish international-level relations. But for us, opportunity isn't only about money. We seek all kinds of opportunities. Remember when the Bombay attacks happened and a journalist came to Pakistan to investigate the India-Pakistan angle and interviewed Nawaz Sharif? Nawaz Sharif even offered her an iPhone to become a special kind of friend. The journalist said she already considered herself his friend. He said, "No, I want to be your special kind of friend." He started by asking if she was engaged or married. She said no, she was single. Then Nawaz said, "Then let's arrange a match." His friends said elders here often arrange marriages. In the next meeting, Nawaz Sharif took out an iPhone from his side pocket, or maybe from somewhere close, and said he wanted to give it to her as a special phone so they could talk privately, and he wanted to be friends. The journalist's interview is available on TV, describing this in detail. He finally confessed, "I know I'm not so handsome, a bit fat and old, but my heart is Pakistani." That's what he said. Anyway, we want to enjoy every kind of opportunity, not just money. Foreigners Gorlog will come too. Whoever comes, we are ready for every kind of fun. Now, these 28 floods are an opportunity for us. For example, recently Mariam Nawaz went to Japan just to show Pakistani pink salt, which she tried to sell there. But Pakistan's positive image, exports, technology and talent, we don't project them. But when it comes to floods and devastation, we are excellent. We take photos from every angle, and international media covers it too. The devastation breaks people's hearts, and then dollars will be offered. What will happen? First, our Prime Minister will put on new clothes and pose on the ship. Whoever has to run the ship, whoever has to give its approval, that entire system, outside the ambassadors sitting there, all our Foreign Office people, all the bureaucrats, will enjoy everything. Then we will do roadshows, meaning we will go to the world, present our case to them. Donors' conferences will be held worldwide. When donors' conferences happen, Ashrafia itself will go, taking children along. Wives will go too. Somewhere they'll stay in Ritz-Carlton, somewhere in some hotel, and money will keep flowing in. Even from that, we understand that TADA, travelling allowance and daily allowance will be made. Good amounts of money will be earned when you go abroad. Then Baboos and bureaus will reach Shahbaz Sharif Sahib, a political leader. You might say the real owners won't take any money. That's nonsense. The real owners will have the biggest cut. They will send you as a salesman to bring money. You won't see any general officer in uniform projecting Pakistan's case. Never. Unless they're in power, like Musharraf or Zia-ul-Haq. Then maybe some general officer in uniform from NDMA, National Disaster Management Authority, might go, but not in uniform. He would be in civilian clothes at meetings. But by and large, this begging and pleading work will be handed over to Shahbaz Sharif's bureaucracy. And at these donor roadshows, they will lay out their miseries in front of the world. We are dead, we are robbed. Look, the population is 25 crores, 250 million. Here is the case of some Bashira Bibi from Hafizabad. The case of someone like Hafizur Rahman from Mandi will be presented. They will present cases of poor people from different places. their sufferings and will extort money from them or get it in the name of aid. Now what happens next? Then the cuts will start. First, the bureaucracy will conceive projects from that money. That conception means they will conceive projects, but no child will ever be born. That means nothing will ever come out of it, only conception. And when these projects are conceived, obviously contractors come into the picture, contracts are awarded, and baboos and bureaus make their money. Now you might wonder where they come in. We have a department called FWO, the Frontier Works Organization. Before the government came to power, I also thought that there couldn't be a better institution in the world that does better work. And it does do decent work, not so bad. But the interesting thing is that they themselves don't do 95% or 99% of the projects. They first award the contracts to others because it's a national organization. FWO is a military organization, so they don't do any shady deals. So in this context, contracts are given to them. But what do they do next? They become contractors for the contractors. They give the contract to others, they don't do the work themselves. If you give them a road construction project or a building, FWO doesn't do it themselves. They only take the contract from the government and then hand it over to all contractors. These are our local contractors, meaning the top rapper gets the contract, but inside the product is the same as the local village's jaggery. So what you get is the same local contractor, the same contractors against whom Khwaja Asif is currently facing cases without even mentioning his name, saying they stole and looted. Now you think what role FWO plays? Well, obviously they also get a share in the chain. If FWO takes a contract of 100 rupees, they keep 20 or 30 rupees because they don't do the work themselves. They keep their share, and this is formal and official. Nobody can call it corruption or file a case because the contract was allotted to FWO and they subcontracted it to someone else. Then there will be a letter parade. That's why most private contractors don't even come to that side to submit contracts. It's already known that the contract must go to FWO. The contract goes to FWO and they distribute it to all contractors. Whether the contract is 100 crore or 100 billion, they keep 15 to 20% for themselves and then say, go ahead, you make it. Now, when the contractor takes 80 rupees, baboos and bureaus also come on top of the contractor, you understand? The baboos don't really come on FWO, but on the contractor they do. Now you say, you have made so many allegations. I'm not making these allegations. NAB, the National Accountability Bureau, cases have been filed against FWO people. Recoveries have been made in the past. Now time is short, otherwise I would have shown you the data. Anyway, now the bureaucracy will come in. They will also take some share from the private contractors. Obviously, when they take contracts from FWO, bureaucracy also demands some money. If the government contract falls into their hands, like MPAs and MLAs get grants for their constituencies to build roads, most MPAs and MLAs have a big interest in this. They all take a share from it. 98% of them take a share. Maybe 1 or 2% don't, all have cuts of 20%. If a grant of 1 billion rupees comes to your area, understand that the MPA or MLA has put 200 to 250 million into their pocket. This is one chain. Now, bureaucracy also has to be given 10 to 15%. If it's a flood relief project, the division might be based on constituencies, which is difficult under the current regime, but if it happens, then members of national and provincial assemblies will enjoy, and bureaucracy will take their cut. Then how much remains for the contractors after all these cuts? If 100 rupees comes in, 40 or 35 remains with the contractor. Now the contractor, who is involved in such a dirty business, not clean work, bribes on getting contracts, bribes during processing, and then again bribes when clearing bills. So in this dirty business, the contractor thinks, my cut should be more than 50%, that means profit. So of the 40 rupees left, he eats 20. Then how much is left below? 20. Now from that 20, those lower down also take 2 to 4% as corruption. So at the ground level, 15 to 18 or 20 per 100 is lost. So, sir, of the billions coming from outside, 10 to 15% is lost as our cut. When foreign money comes, exchange rates also add to the cuts. Anyway, 15 to 20% of the public is affected, and whatever we manage to get, you can imagine. So, sir, these 28 or so floods are an opportunity for the Ashrafia, the elite. Yes, the public knows, and God knows, the public's stomach was always fed by God and still is. But I tell you, you will see trouble on their faces now because they have to sell trouble. In the coming days, they will enjoy. The whole Ashrafia system is involved in this, starting from the generals. Media also has a role in this. Don't think they don't get a share. Everyone gets their share, including media. There will be advertisements about this devastating situation, how it's being handled. All this is going on. Let's move on. It's been a long explanation. I was telling you the story of good days and how this is an opportunity. But moving on, Pakistan has played a new trick. According to some media reports, ISPR, the Inter-Services Public Relations, has issued tickers in Pakistani media saying that data about India filling dams formally indicates that India violated the Indus Water Treaty and its SOPs, storing extra water in dams and releasing it towards Pakistan without sharing the dam filling data with Pakistan. According to experts, this is an act of war. Good or bad, lions or lion cubs, meaning this has come to their knowledge through media reports. India didn't share, but it came out in the media. These tickers are running today in Pakistan. Act of war. May God protect us from another war. May God protect us. Another 5-star general. May God protect you. You know, new medals might be given. Who knows, maybe a new operation will start. Anyway, against this act of war, we haven't done anything yet. No medals given, no new posts created. But it's possible after the floods, some kind of military operation might come, for which preparations might begin. But news has come that work has started on the construction of Markah-e-Haq, the Memorial of Rights, in Islamabad. The theme of the memorial is taken from a verse of the Quran, Surah Al-Musalat. Despite the glorious victory of Markah-e-Haq, the ownership title is still pending. Using this delay, India is accused of releasing water without prior notice, causing destruction and submerging the country. Now we are going to build the Memorial of Markah-e-Haq, but India says it will not accept the Indus Water Treaty. Do as you wish. Now, I don't know if the contract is with FWO or someone else. Most likely 90% chance it's with FWO, but definitely cannot say because this is a small project compared to money. Still, a big chunk is involved. But comparatively, this is a small project, so maybe the CDA, Capital Development Authority, can get it done by its private people. So this is the current situation in front of you. I told you this is a new situation being generated where you can get an idea of what is happening here. On the other hand, in Lahore, the Punjab Police and District Administration are also submerged in water. The situation is very bad there too. Al-Khidmat Khana Basti is a welfare wing of Jamaat-e-Islami working on relief. There is an attempt of forcible occupation on Al-Khidmat Khana Basti. On the orders of the advisor to the ministry, attempts are being made to vacate flood victims' shelters, causing relief and hardship. They have demanded a fair notice from Nawaz. They have said people might die of hunger or drown, but no other organisation or political party will be allowed to carry out relief work. If allowed, they say you can distribute food or tents with Nawaz's picture on them. In the previous vlog, we showed you people swearing and vowing that those who went to help were told help cannot be given without Nawaz's picture. Now, the Al-Khidmat Foundation, which is a wing of Jamaat-e-Islami, says this. Kaiser Sharif is strongly protesting, saying their shelter is being looted and uprooted. People are being stopped from helping because Nawaz's picture is not there. This is what Jamaat-e-Islami is saying now. You can understand the situation yourself. So this was the current situation. On the other hand, if we talk about the flood situation, right now let's talk about only one district. We talked about Hafizabad yesterday and its devastation. Look at this funeral. No boat was available. Attempts were made to provide one, but none was given. So they placed the funeral on a drum. I don't know where they will find land to bury the dead. May Allah give courage and strength. The situation is difficult. This district is famous for rice production. But look at its condition. This is just one district. Similar or worse situations exist in many places. Many are wounded in the floods. That wraps up our translation of Shahbaz Gill's video. I hope this English version helped you understand his message better. Please like, share and subscribe to Awami Lens to help our community grow. Don't forget to leave a comment below and let me know what you thought of this effort.